top, and it's leaving.
There's the update from the White House after the president signed the record $2.2 trillion rescue package. Thanks so much for joining us at 5. I'm Natalie Baumke.
And I'm Anthony Ponce. We have more major new developments in the coronavirus outbreak. But first, we're on weather alert. Potentially dangerous storms are moving toward Chicago. So let's get right to meteorologist Mark Strell.
Yeah, coming up not only later on tonight, but especially coming up tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. This is live power Doppler weather radar. You can see there are some showers and thunderstorms that are out there this evening. Those will likely intensify during the late overnight hours. And then this is actually tomorrow afternoon. You can see Chicago under the slight risk of showers and thunderstorms. The most pronounced area of strong showers and thunderstorms down to our south and to our southwest, stretching from LaSalle County further on down to the south. We're looking for the medium to high moderate damage from winds, hail, flooding, tornadoes. We are under the threat for all of those things coming up. And again, we'll watch out for showers and thunderstorms coming our way overnight tonight that could be strong, especially during the pre-dawn hours. And then again during the afternoon and evening. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment.
Mark, thank you. Breaking news out of Aurora. Both the mayor and police chief have tested positive for COVID-19. The two were tested Saturday after an Aurora police supervisor tested positive. The mayor's last public appearance was last Friday during a media briefing at City Hall. Officials say during the next week or so, both the mayor and police chief will continue to work with the city's COVID-19 task force safely from home.
The other major developments right now, President Trump has signed that $2.2 trillion rescue package. Money is coming to Americans, and it is badly needed. The number of cases surging in cities across America. The situation is dire in New York and New Orleans, and now Cook County is being called a potential hotspot. But there is a new promise in an antiviral drug that has stopped coronavirus in animals. Some of the first human tests are happening right here in Chicago. And we have team coverage for you. We start with political editor Mike Flannery and a spike in coronavirus cases within the Chicago Police Department.
That is true, Anthony. In one day, it has nearly doubled the number of Chicago police officers testing positive for the coronavirus. Most disturbing of all is that these new positive tests are coming from officers who are working in districts where other officers had previously tested positive for the coronavirus. And the union president says every cop on the street is worried.
It is about their personal safety, having protections, having gloves, masks, hand sanitizers, but it's also about the possibility of bringing this home to your family, to your children, to your spouse. We're asking for the face shields. We're asking for additional gowns. We're asking for the N95 masks. We are asking for whatever equipment is going to be available. Certainly there are there are these the white suits. They look like hazmat suits.
A Chicago police spokesman says 10 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed in officers today, bringing to 21 the number of officers who in total have tested positive for the virus. Police officers, the spokesman says, have gotten or will be getting masks, gloves, wipes, and sanitizer to clean their workspace, their patrol cars, etc., the areas where they are touching and where they might be exposed potentially to some lingering traces of the virus. Now, the union has asked that roll calls be canceled. The police department has said that roll calls in groups of 6 are being done for now. The union also would like the city to set up a first responders testing center so that officers could go and get tests done at 35th and Michigan, both officers and paramedics and firefighters. And in addition, the union is asking that lobbies of district station houses be closed to the public, except in cases of emergency. So far, says a police spokesman, that is not going to be done. Reporting live from the South Side, I'm political editor Mike Flannery.
And I'm Elizabeth Matthews, live tonight at the Thompson Center. Governor Pritzker calling on all medical professionals statewide, including doctors, nurses, podiatrists, and dentists, to be ready at a moment's notice. Also today, the number of cases statewide has again jumped dramatically. Another 488 cases of COVID-19 were reported in the state, now bringing the state's total now to more than 3,000. Also, 8 more deaths, up now to 34 lives lost statewide. Governor Pritzker today saying he's evaluating these numbers, the hospitalizations every day, and looking at the science to determine if he will extend the current stay-at-home order. For now, he's calling for medical professionals to sign up for an emergency alert system to be essentially on call.
People who live in a certain area of the state, we might say, hey, everybody, we need, 100 or 50 of these kinds of professionals. Please let us know if you're available this afternoon, this evening, to come to this location to help us out.
The governor also announcing more assistance for Illinois families and child care workers, including $8 million extra in SNAP benefits. Live at the Thompson Center, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32 News.
I'm Tia Ewing, live outside of the Cook County Jail, where 38 detainees have already tested positive for the coronavirus. 6 tests have come back negative, and 123 tests are currently pending. 9 members of the Cook County Sheriff's Department have come back as positive for coronavirus. So they have started to let out low-level inmates with hopes of stopping the spread of this highly infectious virus. Now, Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart says it's complicated, but inside the jail, there are 5,000 inmates. No outside visitors or programming is allowed. They are trying to keep the same group of inmates together and the same group of sheriffs assigned to those inmates to prevent coronavirus from spreading on the inside. The Chicago Police Department, they are handling misdemeanor offenses with a citation or summons instead of making an arrest. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox suspended prosecution of nonviolent low-level drug cases in hopes of preventing jail crowding. Criminal Court Judge Leroy Martin Jr. called for speedy bail review hearings to determine if some inmates could be eligible for release while they await trial so this coronavirus doesn't spread. Now, 20 to 30 inmates are being let out daily. We just saw some of those inmates come out. They have to be nonviolent pretrial defendants, elderly, pregnant, or have medical conditions. Back in January, inmates started to be screened for coronavirus, and now the Cook County Board President says everyone leaving will go through a COVID-19 screening process, as well as starting with a temperature check and visit with a doctor. Take a listen.
And as a precaution, the sheriff's plan will place well-being calls to the residents or the placement center to make sure that no one at that location is experiencing COVID-19 related symptoms or has a confirmed case.
And we are told that anyone that is symptomatic, meaning showing signs of the coronavirus or have come back with a positive test that need to leave this jail, they will be provided with temporary housing if they cannot self-isolate on their own. Live from the Cook County Jail, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 News.
Breaking news, 4 elderly cruise ship passengers have died on board. A Holland America cruise liner is stuck in limbo due to the coronavirus pandemic. The ship is currently carrying 138 people who have complained of flu-like symptoms. 2 people have tested positive for coronavirus. Officials say the 4 seniors died of undisclosed causes. Illinois broadcasters all across the state are uniting against hunger, and we need your help. We've joined forces with the Greater Chicago Food Depository and the Northern Illinois Food Bank to lend a hand to those struggling to put food on the table. Even before the pandemic, those agencies helped to feed well over 1 million people each year. But as the ranks of the unemployed grow, the need to stock the shelves of local food banks will grow as well. And today you can help your neighbors in need by making a donation now at feedingillinois.org/unite, or you can text FEED-IL to 91999. And we have the updated numbers, $356,000 already raised, and more is coming in. Pope Francis streamed a live prayer around the world this afternoon. He prayed for victims of the pandemic everywhere. The Pope was in an empty St. Peter's Square. He gave a blessing that is reserved for the most solemn occasions.
And a company headquartered in St. Charles is helping to sanitize ambulances. Pet Therapy uses ultraviolet germicidal irradiation, or UVGI lamps, to kill germs and pathogens. This is an extra step on top of the standard cleaning of ambulances and other first responder vehicles. The St. Charles company says it'll offer this service for free through May 3rd.
Up next, a promising new drug to treat victims of the coronavirus. It's worked in the lab, and now it's getting human testing right here in Chicago.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds of medical supplies flying into O'Hare International Airport. I'm Brittany Garzillo. I'll tell you what they are and who they're going to coming up.
And a rare opportunity, the National Guard taking us behind the scenes as they man the front lines protecting Chicago from the coronavirus.
Get the facts, stay safe and informed. CoronavirusNow.com.
Where's Daddy?
Save on the 2020 Nissan Rogue with rear automatic braking. Get a low $199 per month lease on the 2020 Rogue.
Right now, hundreds of thousands of pounds of medical aid flown into America. Their destination, O'Hare.
And what the National Guard is facing on the front lines of the fight. An up-close look through the soldiers' eyes.
First, optimism about a new drug to fight the virus. It's currently in human trials right here in Chicago. The drug is called remdesivir. It's an antiviral first used to treat Ebola. UIC Hospital on the west side is part of a worldwide test to see if the drug can control the coronavirus in humans. 10 patients are part of the test. Half will get the drug, half will get a placebo. Remdesivir has already been tested in the lab and in animals. UIC's chief of infectious disease, Richard Novak, told us today that every test so far gives reason for optimism.
So we have very good evidence that it works in the laboratory, and there's also good evidence in animal models of coronavirus infections that it would be active because it seems to protect animals from serious outcomes from coronavirus infections.
Northwestern is also part of the worldwide trial. Another sign of confidence in this particular drug. Dr. Novak tells us that the company that makes it is ramping up its capabilities to be prepared for mass production.
I'm Brittany Garzillo at O'Hare International Airport, where planes full of medical supplies from around the world have been flying in. Because of COVID-19, the amount of cargo planes being handled by Alliance Ground International has doubled. Today, 15 planes were expected to land here with goods, hoping to stop the spread of this coronavirus, and we were there as 2 of them touched down.
The average flight time is a little over 14 to 16 hours flight time. So by the time it gets here, we feel very comfortable that the virus is not attached to the boxes. On top of that, we also provide the masks, we provide the gloves, and we're providing all the hand sanitizer and chemicals that we can find to give to the employees.
You just heard there from John Moronis. He's the general manager at AGI. He says his employees are following CDC guidelines when handling the equipment, and they are taking extra precautions. Now, we watched as one plane came in from Asia today, another one from China. Together, they brought about 480,000 pounds of medical equipment, which includes about 1 million pairs of gloves, 1 million hospital gowns, and 1 million masks. By the end of the weekend, AGI will handle 90 cargo planes, bringing in a total of about 90 million pairs of gloves, 90 million masks, and other medical necessities. About 80% of the supplies will stay here in Chicago. The other 20% will go to other cities in the Midwest. And Moroni says they are still in need of some workers here, as about 10 to 15% of their staff is staying home. But so far, no one has tested positive for COVID-19. Live at O'Hare International Airport, Brittany Garzillo, Fox 32 News.
Brittany, thank you. Soldiers from the Illinois National Guard are sharing a snapshot of their work on the front lines of the fight against the coronavirus. The Guard is manning a mobile testing site on the northwest side. They're screening first responders and medical personnel, about 250 people a day. Soldiers say they're glad to be able to help on a mission so close to home.
It's not that often that we get to go out and show the local communities, what we're really here for. So it's great to be able to have our soldiers and airmen help their neighbors, help their community. People take pride in it.
At least 60 National Guard members have been called into active duty to help fight the coronavirus here in Illinois.
The coronavirus is causing more stress in women than it is in men. That's according to a new poll by the New Kaiser Family Foundation. Although health experts say the coronavirus has a higher mortality rate for men, women are carrying most of the stress. Researchers found women are worried about their loved ones getting sick, along with their own health. The poll also finds women are more concerned about the financial impact of the virus. And men and women both agree overwhelmingly that Dr. Anthony Fauci is doing a great job during the crisis. Fauci is a leader on the White House coronavirus task force. He's a regular at President Trump's daily press conferences. A Fox poll shows 77% approval for the doctor, and the support goes across party lines. Fauci raised his profile even more with a streaming Q&A session with NBA star Steph Curry. And then there's this. The Fauci Donut, a bakery in upstate New York, came up with this, and they're selling hundreds of them.
All right, up next for us, while Chicago shuts down its lakefront, New York is shutting off some streets, but it's for a very different reason.
Trouble on the expressway. An early morning crash sends a pedestrian bridge crashing to the pavement below.
And help has arrived. A massive U.S. Navy medical ship docks on the West Coast.
It's never been more important to
During this unprecedented time, the need is great. That's why Illinois broadcasters are uniting against hunger. You can help the Greater Chicago Food Depository and the Northern Illinois Food Bank without leaving your home. Make a donation at feedingillinois.org/unite or text FEED-IL to 91999. Your generous gift will help make sure families in our communities have enough to eat. Join Illinois broadcasters, uniting against hunger. Together, we can make a difference.
Across America tonight, New York City is taking cars off the street to give humans more room for social distancing. 4 streets are closed through Monday, 1 each in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. New York is dealing with the most rampant coronavirus outbreak in America right now. They had a similar situation as Chicago this week, with people crowding into parks. New York police have taken down 80 basketball hoops as well to reinforce the message.
A pedestrian bridge collapsed this morning after a passing truck hit it. This happened in Detroit on Interstate 94. No one was hurt. The freeway was shut down while crews removed debris. The Michigan Department of Transportation says the whole bridge will need to come down. A Navy hospital ship is now at the port of Los Angeles and San Pedro to provide relief for hospitals dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. The USNS Mercy will be used as a referral hospital for patients who do not have the coronavirus and will provide full spectrum medical care, including general surgeries and critical care. And we have something really remarkable to show you tonight at 9. It is Chicago, like none of us have seen it before. Over the past 2 days during business hours and rush hours, our journalists Lisa Busco and Ed Flynn worked together to capture the city, still with beautiful buildings and architecture, but missing the heartbeat of its people. Some powerful images tonight at 9.
All right, up next, the coronavirus obviously changing the American way of life. And now, and this is grim, death. Check out one funeral home's new virtual funeral.
And how will we seal the deal? Some doctors say the pandemic means the permanent end of the handshake.
Thank you so much.
Fox 32 News is brought to you by Al Pamati Buick GMC.
Our
Tonight, a new way to say goodbye to a loved one in our age of social distancing, with more and more people dying from the coronavirus pandemic and limits on how many people can attend funerals. Virtual memorial services are emerging right now. eCondolence and Shiva.com are now hosting what are known as funerals, which allow families and friends to remember and celebrate the lives of their loved ones virtually. And people can also send sympathy gifts through those services. And here's a glimmer of hope in Italy. For the first time in several days, the number of cases is dropping slightly. The World Health Organization says it is still too early to say if the tide has officially turned. Some city leaders in Italy say the effects of the coronavirus could have a lasting impact, though, on their culture. One custom that could disappear is handshaking.
Some of the factories where Peeps are made are closing down. Pennsylvania-based Just Born Confections in Bethlehem closed on Wednesday, and they won't open until April 7th at the earliest. But there is some good news. The company says there should be enough Peeps to cover Easter. Well, we've been on weather alert all day long, and the heavy stuff is getting closer. Mark has your map and where the risk of a tornado could be highest tomorrow.
Where's Dad? Well, it is springtime, and springtime means severe weather, and we are going to be in the focus of severe weather here for the next 24 hours at the very least. At the epicenter here is this warm front that's pushing in across the city here in the next 24 hours. You can see even tomorrow, look at the winds come off the lake, temperatures only in the upper 40s along the North Shore. Meanwhile, down to the south in Kankakee, those numbers are nearly 70 degrees. Now, the greatest threat is going to be off to our south and to our southwest, where we are under a moderate risk for severe thunderstorms, and these involve everything from hail, dangerous lightning, including tornadoes as well. And we will be standing by in case any of that breaks throughout the afternoon or evening, especially tomorrow. 47 degrees right now, winds off the lake, east-northeast at about 12 miles per hour. We'll have some evening showers and thunderstorms. Those will become more numerous again as we approach tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow during the day, severe thunderstorms are most likely during the late afternoon and into the early evening. By Sunday, we're a little quieter. We're certainly more cloudy, and we'll be a little cooler as well. Look at satellite and radar shows we do have some scattered showers around the area, keeping us cloudy, keeping us wet, and keeping us cool. More showers and thunderstorms are starting to brew off to our north and to our northwest. And temperatures right now ranging from the lower 50s into the low 40s, again with that lake influence in the northeastern part, right up the North Shore. So tomorrow, strong showers and thunderstorms likely, certainly possible. Temperatures tomorrow as warm as 65 degrees as that warm front treks our way. Cooler 52 degrees on Sunday. And then Monday, some sunshine returns, temperatures back into the 50s. Now, let me show you a future cast and show you what we can expect. As we go towards the evening hours, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, we'll see showers increase. Then we'll catch a break overnight tonight, and then early in the morning, these showers and thunderstorms become more numerous. We'll have round one come through the early morning hours, again with some heavy soaking rains, a bit of a break during the early afternoon, and as we go towards 7, in fact, even any time after 5 o'clock, the showers and thunderstorms could become much more numerous and much more severe, again with that shearing in the atmosphere, tornadoes certainly also a possibility as well. And of course, we have got you covered throughout the entire weekend right here. Showers, thunderstorms, some severe possible late tonight, but the biggest focus will continue to be tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Temperatures up into the 60s tomorrow, 50s on Sunday. We're drier and cooler on Monday. We fall off to 46 degrees on Tuesday. We're in the low 50s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but all partly sunny and all dry. You can track this all by downloading the app. All you have to do is go to Google Play or the App Store and search Fox 32 Weather.
Thank you, Mark. Up next, we found some aquarium visitors that could give those shed penguins a run for their money. Get ready for the puppy field trip, and these little guys seem beyond fascinated by all the other animals swimming around them.
Fox 32 News is brought to you by Menards.
Hey, Dutch boy.
All right, before we head for the weekend, we have to share what could be the best animal field trip we have seen so far. A handful of puppies from the Atlanta Humane Society. They got to visit the Georgia Aquarium. That aquarium, like virtually every other museum in America right now, is closed to humans, but the pups, look at them, absolutely loving it. looking fascinated as they followed the path of fish and sharks swimming all around them. Their minds are probably blown there. All those puppies are available for adoption. And before we go, we got to give Shedd Aquarium a shout out and a lot of the credit, because they started the whole animal field trip craze with those penguins.
Yes,
right, Natalie?
That's right. They have a matched pair, a male and female, and they were kind of going on a little date by the information desk.
That's right. What a great date, right? And it's the little things right now we got to cling to. And thank you so much for joining us here at 5 o'clock.
Big Bang Theory's next. We'll see you right back here for Fox 32 News at 9.
Here's what's coming up tonight on Fox 32 Chicago. Fox 32 Prime is brought to you by Advocate Aurora Health. Together, let's make healthy happen.